Hello again everyone. I came across a strange thing the other day. As you do when looking for one thing, something else springs to your attention, and I think it's worthy of sharing with you. Have you heard about fluorescence markers found on some abductees? I have to confess, I have never heard of this until the other day. Let's get on with it, then. The article is from the burlingtonnews.net. And I quote, "The afterglow of the UFO abduction experience. Fluorescence markings found on claimants of alien, extraterrestrial contact." By Eve Francis Lorgan, M.A. Daryl Sims, Chief Investigator of UFO Abductions for Houston UFO Network, HUFON, discovered unusual fluorescence markings on numerous abductees who claimed alien contact. According to Sims, he got the idea from his research and the fact that fluorescence, a luminescent light emission in the presence of an ultraviolet black light energy source, was observed in many of the cattle mutilation investigations thought to be associated with UFO activity. Sims' intuition proved to be right on target. Daryl's investigations revealed fluorescence markings on various body sites of abductees in approximately 5% of his abduction cases. As a biochemist who routinely worked with fluorescence, I was intrigued. Seeking a scientific explanation for the afterglow effect, I accompanied Daryl Sims on a routine abduction investigation to witness the fluorescence myself. An abductee who claimed a recent alien encounter was interviewed by Daryl, myself, and Dr. Roger Lear, a podiatrist from Thousand Oaks, California, who graciously offered his medical office and consultation free of charge. Following the interview, the four of us huddled together in a small, darkened doctor's office, switched on Daryl's ultraviolet black light and observed bluish-white fluorescence on portions of the patient's hands and fingers. Dr. Lear rubbed the abductee's hand to check if the fluorescence could be removed. It didn't. Daryl remarked that the fluorescence is often subdermal and cannot be washed away. I suggested that an alcohol swab could remove or quench the fluorescence, so the doctor wiped the afflicted areas with an isopropyl alcohol swab. Immediately, the fluorescence faded. Within minutes the patient's hand was checked with the black light, and again, Daryl's intuition was correct. The luminescence returned in its original intensity and color, and was apparently subdermal. I was still skeptical. The fluorescence could be something from the natural environment, some offending agent such as cosmetics, laundry detergent, or even dog urine. Dried dog urine fluoresces upon UV irradiation, and landlords will routinely check their tenants' living quarters with a black light to check for evidence of dog urine. Some laundry detergents and soaps contain fluorescent optical whiteners and brighteners. Simple, innocuous things such as the paper-like tags sewn onto clothing necklines contain fluorescent whiteners that can leach into the skin, subdermally. I noticed this accidental fluorescence one morning. Interfering substances such as these must be ruled out when investigating for fluorescence due to alleged alien contact. However, if this fluorescence was a genuine artifact left behind inadvertently by the alien abductors, then what valuable information could be extrapolated about the mysterious alien presence? I reviewed Daryl's fluorescence findings from several other abductees, and the findings were startling. The primary fluorescence found on abductees following an abduction appeared in the yellow-green region of the visible spectrum. Body sites included portions of the arms, shoulder, ears, breasts, legs, hands, chin, chest, and even inside the mouth. Most of the fluorescence was subdermal, but in one case, a dime-sized marking on the palm was rigorously massaged, and fluorescence diffused into the massaged areas of the hand and fingers, and remained subdermal. An unusual reddish-pink fluorescence was discovered on the hands, fingers, palms and neck regions of an abductee who recalled handling and cuddling alien human-infant hybrids during her encounter. White fluorescence was found in the mouth, oral mucous membranes and tongue. Blue fluorescence was observed on the hands, and on the arm in an unusual heart-shaped Mandelbrot design. Markings such as the crescent, triangle, and heart-shaped Mandelbrot appeared as if they were deliberate designs or brands on certain individuals, but in general, most of the fluorescence was found as irregular splotching. All fluorescence was visualized using a commercially available UV, short and long wave, black light source in a darkened area. Most fluorescence faded within 1 to 4 days following the alleged alien encounter. After reviewing Daryl's findings, I asked, why fluorescence? Are the aliens or whomever is handling the abductees bioluminescent? Are they deliberately using fluorescent labels to mark the abductees? To understand fluorescence's uses, a simplified overview of fluorescence is described herein. The nature of fluorescence. On chemical level, when a luminescent substance absorbs certain forms of chemical energy or light, often in the UV range, its electronic configuration is excited to a higher energy level, after which it returns to its ground state along with excess energy. This excess energy is released as a quantum of light fluorescence. Luminescent substances or fluorophores can exist in biological organisms as bioluminescence, in chemical reactions as chemiluminescence, and as direct fluorescence, whereby the excitation source of energy is direct light, i.e. UV. In bioluminescent organisms such as the firefly, certain fungi, worms, and marine life, emission of fluorescence is activated by a biochemical process rather than direct light energy. An example of chemiluminescence is true phosphorescence, whereby the greenish glow is a result of the element phosphorus reacting with oxygen in the air. Direct fluorescence can be observed with organic fluorophores and with naturally occurring minerals such as willemite, feldspar, and uranium minerals. There are myriads of organic fluorescent compounds such as aromatic dyes, some drugs, petroleum oils, fats, and fluorescent labels and probes. In the biotechnology industry alone there are hundreds of fluorescent probes, the most common use being labeling of cells and biomolecules, such as DNA. Fluorophores are also excellent tools for the detection of trace metals and pesticides in analytical chemistry. Based on my knowledge and experience with fluorescence, SIM's findings on abductees can suggest several things. Fluorescent contamination of substances in the abductees' natural environment. These things can be ruled out by checking for fluorescence with a black light in the individual's home and work environment. If the fluorescence is subdermal, then the offending agent has the ability to diffuse into the skin such as an oil or solvent. The cyclic, aromatic nature of organic fluorophores enable them to attract to oil-like tissues, hence, a reason for subdermal diffusion ability. The irregular splotching suggests possible handling by alleged alien entities, as if the fluorescence were transmitted due to a naturally occurring or contaminating component, i.e. the fluorophore they mark with on the alien skin. An alien fingerprint, if you will. Fluorescence has also been reported on mutilated cattle. However, the source and mechanism of this fluorescent phenomenon may be different from what we observe on abductees. The design patterns such as the crescent, Mandelbrot and other unique markings suggest a possible application, identification, or marking of fluorescent material on the bodies of the abductees. Some mutilated cattle associated with UFO activity are believed to be pre-marked before surgical excisions. Anomalous fluorescence of substances not normally fluorescent may be due to electronic transitions from high energy levels, such as interdimensional shifts. Concluding remarks. The fluorescent design marks found on abductees are probably some type of organic fluorescent material used by the abduction handlers, as evidenced by their fluorescence and their ability to diffuse into the subdermal layers of the skin. Most of the fluorescence seen on abductees post-abduction are subdermal yellowish-green or bluish lavender, irregular splotch marks. This suggests a contamination of the fluorophore used as markers by the aliens, albeit sloppy lab technique. Or more interestingly, a naturally occurring fluorescent residue transmitted from alien skin, perhaps a unique form of bioluminescence. According to some cattle mutilation research, a luminescent substance was found marked on the surgically excised areas of the cattle. Whether or not this is the same fluorescent material observed on the abductees is unknown at this time. To make a clearer assessment of what is truly happening, and what these fluorescent substances are, would require a costly, analytical qualitative analysis. Until such testing is completed, I can only make an educated guess on the afterglow effect. A good hunch can get us on the right track, but paradoxically, in academic scientific circles, seeing is not believing, even if aliens are standing right in front of us, glowing. What will it take for the scientific community and the world at large to believe that alien abductions are happening right under our noses? It will take more than scientific facts, credibility, and witnesses to prove aliens are out there. What it will take is brilliant human intuition, to outsmart the alien presence so we don't end up like the cattle. End quotes. A very interesting article, I'm sure you will agree? So until next time. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.